Hello, welcome back to another episode of Sippin' GN TV, The Mandalorian. Season 2.
Episode 2.
Yeah.
Otherwise known as Chapter 10, The Passenger. Who, the passenger turns out to be called officially the Frog Lady. Kind of weird.
First name Frog, last name Lady.
I mean, we had communication issues with her, so presumably she has an actual name, but yeah. She was kind of known as the Frog Lady, it's a bit awkward. But yeah, so basically Sippin' GN TV, it's a weekly recap / discussion, so an after show of sorts, and we air this weekly every Monday, and so we'll be following along to The Mandalorian and doing a little recap every week. So if you're interested in following along with us and kind of checking out our thoughts, be sure to hit the subscribe button, and yeah, let's dive in. So we left off last week where they had basically gone to Tatooine, killed a
Crate
dragon, and gotten some extra Mandalorian armor, and that was it. there was no Mandalorians to be found, and it was a dead end. So in this episode,
although there was the tease.
Oh, there was the tease of potentially Boba Fett. Yeah. So in this episode, just to quickly sum up what happened. They basically depart Tatooine. Yeah. There's a couple little blips on the route, but they leave Tatooine, but they have a passenger. So basically, in exchange for some information on where they might find some Mandalorians, they gain a passenger. But due to the fact that this passenger is carrying some unfertilized eggs, which are the last of her line and the very last time she can procreate, they can't travel at hyperdrive.
Yes,
hyperspeed. Hyperspeed. There we go. So they're going slowpoke mode, which is distressing to the Mandalorian because it kind of will attract attention. But yeah, basically what happens is they get stranded temporarily on another planet. Some stuff goes down. It's a very standalone episode. Not a lot happens. It's just mostly like, you know, they get stuck and then they have to kind of figure out how to get off the planet again. Yeah, and that's it, basically.
Well, it was a very Baby Yoda episode after a Baby Yoda-lite first episode.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of adorable moments, especially at the beginning.
Oh, we watched that 3 times.
Yeah.
When Baby Yoda gets caught and he has a knife to his throat. Yeah. But when the guy lets go of Baby Yoda, Baby Yoda runs to the Mandalorian and is like, oh. He's like, but also Baby Yoda was super judgmental. It was like the Mandalorian had like called back his jetpack basically, but it ended up killing the person presumably who was attached to it. And Baby Yoda just kind of looks up. But having said that, that was a very short-term high horse to be on, Baby Yoda, because Baby Yoda just then went on a genocide, basically. The passenger has all her eggs in this container, which we learn is the last of her line and the last time she could procreate, and they're on a time limit to get to her husband so that he can presumably fertilize them. And there's Baby Yoda popping them like they're, I don't know, Maltesers or something. It's like, Baby Yoda, please.
Oh my gosh.
So the first time it's like, oh, we didn't know any better. We know from like season 1 that he's got a thing for frogs, amphibians. So it kind of made sense that he might be into essentially some frog spawn. But he was not taking no for an answer. Like, woof.
Well, he was very bold. Like at the end, he was like, he looked straight at the frog lady in her eyes and was and then turned around and
just popped one. It was like really like kind of
psychopathy.
Yeah, straight up. Baby Yoda did not come across well. He also started a whole chain of events where they basically almost died.
Oh,
because he found basically that, these are all eggs. Let me just pop one open and eat it. That did not work out well. So Baby Yoda has questionable eating habits and questionable ethics around
Well, I mean, he is a baby, so we have to question the Mandalorian's parenting. Like, killing people just randomly in front of Baby Yoda, and then, like, letting him just, like, chomp on, like, his passengers.
I mean, he didn't let it. It was just so much as there was no real
neglect
punishment for it. Also, to be fair to the Mandalorian, he was very busy. Trying to repair his ship, trying to keep everyone alive, trying to, like, But yeah, parenting questionable. Baby Yoda, we got a little insight that he might not be as cute as we thought. I mean, he's still hella cute, but that was a dark streak.
Oh, dark, yeah.
So once again, questionable parenting. Yeah. But yeah, we got an insight into kind of some familiar.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't say characters, but
familiar vehicles. Two X-Wing showed up, made a cameo, and it gave us a sense of what the world looks like post-Empire.
Yeah.
Because there is now a vacuum, and as we know from last season, there are Imperial remnants still around, and there are the New Republic trying to, restore order in the galaxy, and these two patrols, I guess they're kind of like space police, right? And but you can see that things are still in a transitional phase, because at the end, even though like technically the Mandalorian basically he like had a parking ticket or something, or like had a tail light that was like his transponder wasn't working, or he didn't have one, so they're like,
well, he did. He just wouldn't use it.
Oh yeah, but like
I mean, he's sketchy.
Yeah, he is sketchy. Yeah,
it's like bumping into a drug lord, the cartel, and then being like, "Do we call him in or not?"
Yeah. So, but like you can see that it's not just like, oh, here's the law. Let's we're gonna lock you up. They see that he helped out New Republic people in the last season in episode 6 last time, right? So they let him off, because they're like, you did us, a favor.
Did us a solid, so we'll turn a blind eye, essentially.
Exactly.
But that was after they'd already basically caused him to crash his ship in the first place, and then, oh god,
because he was sketchy.
Well, he was hella sketchy. Yeah. I mean, he did basically try to outrun them, so But for anyone who suffers from arachnophobia, I don't know if seeing spiders on screen is the same as seeing them in real life in terms of triggering your phobia. But that should have come with a trigger warning.
Oh my gosh.
Like, that was a lot of spiders.
Yeah.
And they were angry spiders. Well, I mean, Baby Yoda had eaten one of them, fair enough. But, like, oof.
Yeah. Like...
The X-Wings hadn't come back. Essentially, if the police hadn't found them... Yeah, they got rescued by the police, basically.
They were screwed.
Yeah, they were pretty screwed.
The big one had, like, broken into their hull, and, like, their cockpit was, like, basically under threat. Yeah, so it was not looking good for them. It was not looking
great, but they got rescued just at the right time. Don't know how the X-Wings found. Oh, they must have registered they were trying to lift off. Maybe that was it.
But yeah, it's interesting. The director, Peyton Reed, directed the Ant-Man films. So he seems to have a thing for like,
things with exoskeletons.
Exoskeletons.
I mean, they kind of reminded me of like that. Is it movie like 2 from Harry Potter?
Where
Forbidden Forest, where they're being chased by the spiders. Only even worse in a way. Because at least those spiders could kind of talk. But having said that, so you've heard us go through the recap. We've discussed some talking points. But what is the plot of the season so far?
Oh, yeah.
Like, obviously we have a vague, like, we need to find some Mandalorians so that we can return the child, Baby Yoda, to his kind. Yeah. But so far there's been no tangible, like, other than vague, let's find some Mandalorians. There hasn't been any, like,
the big picture stuff.
Like,
because the end of season 1 saw the expansion of the world building. Like, we got the Darksaber, we got, like, a glimpse that there is a bigger sort of chess pieces on the board, like, moving around. And then there's also the teaser that, like, characters from before will, make appearances, and new characters will show up. So
one thing I want to say though is, when the Mandalorian got caught on the rope at the start of the episode in Tatooine, were they deliberately targeting him because they knew he had Baby Yoda, or was it just a hapless accidental mid-desert.
I think
attack.
they're sort of like supposed to be bandits or something,
Oh,
right?
okay.
Like they didn't seem competent, really.
The bad guys never do.
Yeah, true. But no, it didn't feel like they were working for anyone. Oh yeah, we know that because the person who's like, oh yeah, I'll trade the Baby Yoda for your jetpack. So like, why would they? They're not. Someone who's targeting the Mandalorian presumably is targeting Baby Yoda.
Yeah,
right?
that's
So,
true.
yeah.
But yeah, it does. Yeah, sorry to go on a little tangent, but yeah, it's basically like, what is the main point of the season?
Yeah, we got teased that there are bigger things brewing, but we haven't really glimpsed them yet. Besides the tiny teaser of Boba Fett, which doesn't really tell us anything. Like it was more just like it was essentially an Easter egg or a cameo where with no indication on plot. So yeah, I'm curious because there's just so much talk about like elements of maybe like Star Wars Rebels or like other because or like Clone Wars. Those are the two main properties where a lot of the Mandalorian lore has been happening before this show, and so far like we haven't touched them yet, so it'll be interesting.
So yeah, that's the main question being left because we're already how many episodes are in this season?
Ooh, is it 8 episodes?
So we're already a quarter of the way in and nothing's happened.
Yeah.
So
well, don't quote me on that. It might be longer or something.
but still, we're a good chunk in at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, the only other question left is, will Frog Lady make it to her husband? Full stop. But will she have any babies left? Because Baby Yoda is like determined. And the Mandalorian, for whatever reason, doesn't really seem to care all that much.
He just wants to. In this episode, he just wanted to sleep. Like there were at least 3 moments where he's just like, go away. I want to sleep.
Yeah, but it was cute though because we discovered that the Mandalorian sleeps in the same little cubby as Baby Yoda, and Baby Yoda was like, and when they were kind of sleeping after crashing, Baby Yoda was kind of cuddling up to him. So you can see they've developed a close bond emotionally. So yeah, that's it. That's the wrap up. We don't have any broader picture stuff to discuss at this stage. Yeah. So yeah, just touching on what happens and wondering where is it going.
Yep. We'll stay tuned, check out this next episode.
Tuned.
Yeah, we'll stay tuned. You'll stay tuned. We'll all stay tuned.
Yeah, we'll be back next Monday with the episode 3 recap. So if you're interested in being notified when that drops, be sure to hit the subscribe button. We're also doing an after show on Discovery season 3. So if you're interested in Discovery, check those videos out as well.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in.